There's nothing about division in this, right? There's nothing about one person mandating a separation.
And at a time that people are talking about border war divisions and you have all the divisions in America, I don't think this is one more division that we need.
But it could be coming. If some lawmakers have their way, voters would decide if Kansas City and Jackson County should be separated. In an interview first on Fox, the sponsor of the legislation is explaining his reasoning.
Some city leaders are pushing back, calling this a separatist agenda. Fox 4's Malik Jackson joins us live from Midtown. Malik, both sides seem to be really digging in.
Lauren, I would say that's a fair understanding of what we have going on here. There has been a fiery discussion that has emerged ever since this bill was filed last week. But most importantly, we have some real traction here. So we've went from pie in the sky to something that can become reality relatively soon.
They have grown together. It has been beneficial to both sides.
There are governance issues that people are frustrated with.
A legislative battle is brewing before the legislative session even starts. And that's all because of a bill sponsored by District 20 State Rep Mike Steinmeier, House Resolution 107, which calls for a constitutional amendment authorizing the separation of Kansas City from Jackson County upon approval by the voters. Why do you think the separation is warranted?
Well, because the system is not serving the people the way it needs to be. It's a broken system. It's about residents versus a very broken system. Our job as elected officials is to bring solutions to areas of governance that is not working for them.
I think there are a lot of important issues in Missouri right now. How do we fund our schools better? How do we make sure that we're funding infrastructure of the future and building more jobs? Separating Jackson County and Kansas City, I don't think is a priority.
The move would not be an unprecedented one here in the Show Me State. The same thing happened near the tail end of the 1800s when St. Louis City separated from St. Louis County.
It has been a detriment, I would argue, to both of them. You have declining population in the city of St. Louis. I think you actually finally have slightly declining population in St. Louis County.
Others, including Steinmeier, would disagree. The reason why he says that now is the time for this to happen here, he points to the last two elections, the recall and the elected assessor discussion. Although overwhelming results, he says it represents a real frustration by the people of the way things currently are operated.
I think we should all work to make Jackson County better as best we can, as the voters did a few weeks ago.
You've ignited a discussion.
Yes, and that's good.
Steinmeier has already received support for this legislation from Republican leadership in the Missouri legislature. If this passes during the next session, which starts in January, we could see this on the ballot before voters by November of next year. But it does raise many questions. Who would prosecute crime here in Kansas City? Or, for example, there's a lot of questions here because Kansas City sits in 4 counties. So we got a lot of things we need to figure out, but Steinmeier assures us all that will be worked out. Lauren, John.
Malik Jackson live in Midtown tonight. Malik, thanks.